It sure is, and you know, I'm one of your subscribers to your alert service.
Yes, thank you.
And, well, thank you. I'm one of your very satisfied customers because you're making me money.
I love
That's
it.
the bottom line.
I love it. I love it. I hope you're a moon lover. I hope you're a moon lover too, Rick.
Live at TFNN, The Trader's Edge, with your host, Steve Rhodes.
And he's picked out a landing spot that is a good 25 feet above the hull.
There's a good chance he doesn't get this inside the mark of his ball.
Well, here it comes. Oh, my goodness. Have you seen anything like that? This guy's pretty good.
Now, the author of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, Money Masters. Hi, folks. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. It is absolutely a blast to be here with you. That was our new intro, and thanks to John and Al and Steve for putting that all together. And, folks, one of the great things, when I start my day off, as you all know, I like to be able to put myself into a peak state. It's so critical to do that. It doesn't really matter what the markets are doing. We'll come back. We'll talk about the markets here pretty quickly, because you got futures up, you got Europe is all fixed, and we'll come back to that. But it's always so important that before you're about to do something important, and I consider what it is that we do here to be very important because we're delivering, information to you, messages to you. You make trading decisions based on it, but mostly, hopefully what we're doing is impacting your life in some positive way. So the Trader's Edge show that I'll be back and doing today on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do an extra hour from 11 to 12. That's got my normal opening, and that opening there, that inspires me because, there's a huge anchor, and we're all anchored by things in our life. And that anchor, I can go back to that moment when I was watching the USA play the Russians when, that miracle on ice. And also this opening here that we came up with, that's personal as well. Now, most folks, if you're a golfer, you've seen, and folks, hopefully you're watching us on TigerTV, because on TigerTV, it's more than just if you're listening on the radio, that's very cool too, and we really appreciate that, everybody in Spokane. If you're listening to us on the archive show, we really do appreciate that. We also have this great technology, which is called TigerTV. Each day we continue to hone it, make it even a little bit better. We know the popularity of it because everybody is so visual. You learn, you're stimulated. And so hopefully you watch that on TigerTV and you're able to actually catch the, the video of it, because it's not the shot. Here's the interesting thing. Those folks that have attended the live webinar that Tom and I did a month ago or so, it's a great shot that Tiger Woods pulled off there. Absolutely. He could not have pulled that shot off without visualization. And you know how important visualization is to each of us. And it's important for me to be able to help you understand that anything great that you've ever achieved in your life has all come from visualization. And there's example after example. You've got them in your life. We can watch others. But many times, we just don't use the fundamentals, because it's not so much about what things that are great that you've already done in your life, but what is it that you want to do in your life right now? What is it that you want to do with your trading? How is it that you want to get from where you're at to where it is you want to go? Whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's relationships, it doesn't matter. You still have to visualize it. Without visualization, folks, and I'm not going to redo what I did yesterday. I'll do that from time to time. But go back and check the archive out from yesterday's show. You can catch that on Channel 14. But TigerTV, it's a great way. Now, what's interesting about that event, that shot with Tiger Woods, he was playing a friend of mine, Chris DeMarco. The two of them, this was the final round of the Masters. Now, what was actually great is that Chris was behind by one shot before Tiger made that miraculous shot on hole 16 at Augusta. Now, you would have thought that would have just simply trounced. Now, Chris had been in the lead for the first 2 days. Really, the first 3 days, there was a bunch of rain. There was a lot of rain, so there were a lot of rain delays and so forth. And on that third day, they played more than 18 holes. Now, you would have thought that the person, in this case here, Chris, playing Tiger, would have just simply been trounced. Now down by 2 with 2 holes to play. But see, folks, it's all about how you get back up. It is not about how you fall. And his ball, when you took a look at that, Chris actually had the opportunity to birdie that hole where Tiger was likely looking at bogey with regard to where that shot was. So that would have put them even. Instead, they walk off that hole. Chris missed his birdie putt, not by much, just missed his birdie putt, and walked off being 2 down. Well, the reality, folks, is it's not how you fall. It is absolutely how you get back up. And how are you going to get back up? It's because of a grand vision, because of a big vision, because of a bright vision that's in your mind, because you're going to make that vision bigger. You're going to pull that vision forward no matter what it is that the world doles out to you. Don't buy into it's how you fall. You know, try to fall as lightly as you can. That's why we use the 1% rule around here when we're trading. You know, the futures are up. I'm grateful for the 1% rule. Excuse me. If you're trading and you have overinvested, you have, put extra risk in there, you know, you've got to be grateful for the 1% rule, folks. If you don't know what that's all about, what we've done is we've put on every member's page the webcast that I did last Wednesday, a week ago yesterday. And it's theirs for you to absolutely go watch for free. It's 60 minutes, even if you're watching in a couple chunks. I have a couple emails from this morning from folks that, you know, they're busy. I know how busy each of us are during our workday, and they watched the first half of it. They really learned something. These are folks that have been trading for a long time. Also, folks that haven't traded. I've gotten great emails from people because they are now really starting to understand that power of that 1%, or the power of one, the power that you have within inside yourself. Well, there's the power that Chris DeMarco and that Tiger Woods had that day. By the end of the 18th hole, Chris actually tied Tiger, so they went into a playoff. Now, what was interesting is on Chris's third shot on 18, when he chipped in, he actually hit the flag. Instead of the ball bouncing down into the hole, it came back 10 feet. So, you know, in Tiger's case, he made the shot. In Chris's case, he made an absolute incredible shot on the 18th hole. If that ball had dropped, he would have won. He ended up losing on the first playoff hole. But, folks, that story, the environment, that scene, for me, it's really all about how are you going to get back up, because life is going to throw things out at you. Put yourself in a peak state. If you're watching Tiger TV, you see in the background, you know, my favorite place on the universe. And what I want you to do is get a picture of your favorite place. I want to thank each and every one of you that sent me an email yesterday asking me for a copy of that money tree. I sent out a ton of emails yesterday for that money tree. And what was also so interesting was I received several emails from people that said, yeah, you know, all I heard my entire life was that money doesn't grow on trees. And the response was always the same. Here, I've got a picture of the money tree, you know, right now up on my screen. So hopefully that's over my shoulder here. There we go. You got that big picture of the money tree and a couple of life rafts that are out there, folks. And what's really cool is that there are expressions or things that we've interpreted. And most of these are things that we interpreted at a young age when we didn't have the knowledge that we have right now. And we made those interpretations, and they carry over into our decision-making. And what occurred, folks, was that the email responses that I got from people were like this. Yeah, all I heard in my life was that money didn't grow on trees. Whenever I wanted something, the response from their parents was, money doesn't grow on trees. And how they carried that forward, how that manifested into their life, was when they actually wanted to go do something for themselves. And maybe also what they passed down to their children. Every time they wanted to, whether it was investing in themselves, whether it was buying something that they wanted, it was this thought process in the background that money doesn't grow on trees. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you want, money does grow on trees. Because the real question, folks, is whether or not you want to be a prisoner of your past. I mean, that is really what it is all about, because every time you're tempted to react the same old way, all that you're really doing is becoming a prisoner of your past. And your past does not have to equal your future unless you want it to. And I don't want you, look, if you've got a beautiful past, absolutely, go ahead and continue to manifest that. But for a lot of folks, what stops you from taking the action, what stops you from real growth, what stops you from growing your money tree, is the mere fact that you've become a prisoner of your past. What we're all about here, folks, we are all about being a pioneer of your future. If you take a, most of you have been listening to TFNN or been a part of the Den for so long, and what you've seen are absolute outstanding changes. TFNN stands out above the rest. We've got incredible contributors. You know, today after this show, you've got Tom and myself. We'll absolutely go pick apart the market, see where things are going, what's good, what's bad, what's hot, what's not. After this show, I'm fortunate enough, I'm so grateful just simply to try to be of service to you. I'll be back for another hour. Then today you've got Basil Chapman filling in for Larry Pesavento. Larry's on his way back from Europe. I'm sure it's killing him to be traveling on his way back from Europe with the markets, doing what they're doing, the gyrations, the real big up move that we have right now. And then you've got Ken Shreve from 3 to 4 and Tom from 4 to 6. You take a look at, being pioneers. We talk about being pioneers of the future. And I want you to be a pioneer of your future. And all the tools that we have here at TFNN, all the access that you have to us contributors, so much of what you have, you're able to at least test drive, as we call it around here. You can do that for 2 weeks. You've had a great webinar last night showing the art of the chart software. And when I take a look at the art of the chart software, folks, it's not just a charting package. I've got plenty of charting packages that I use. What the art of the chart is all about, it's a time-saving tool. It is a money-making tool. It is really all about being able to go scan for some patterns, Gartley patterns and butterfly patterns. For me, it's very easy to look at a chart and be able to spot those. Yesterday, we had a caller from Bob out in Colorado, and he is one of my clients. And I remember the first day that he joined, and we talked. Maybe it was a couple of days later, and where he was at, butterflies and Gartleys were totally brand new to him. And what was so cool, and what is so cool, is to really see how Bob is becoming a pioneer of his future. It's about seeing how now he's able to look at a chart and he's able to identify a Gartley or a butterfly. It's great to also see the growth of some of my other clients that, are taking a look at 3 drive patterns or just sending me questions about, how come you're doing this or why are you doing that? And sometimes what's so cool is that you pick up things that I didn't see. That's what visualization is all about. Sometimes, it's like Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and some listener out there, some spouse is going to ask your spouse, whoever it is, or somebody at the table is going to say, can you go get the salt, for example, and the salt that, you keep inside the cupboard, some cupboard door, what have you, and somebody's going to walk over there, they're going to open the door, and they're going to say, the salt's not here. And, of course, your spouse is going to say, your other half, whatever, is going to say, sure, it's right in front of you. No, it's not right here. The reality is, folks, it typically ends up being right in front of you. So it's all about visualization. I love our new opening and love the mere fact that I'm here with you, folks. 877-927-6648. When we get back, we'll go look at the markets that are absolutely up this morning. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining us. So let's go take a look at the markets. Right now, let's see, you've got the DAX is up 320 points. That's a big move. You've got the FTSE up 187. Shanghai was up a little bit last night. Looks like about 9 points. The Nikkei was up 178. Our futures are up 260 on the Dow, about 57 points. On the NASDAQ, the ES Mini up 33. The small caps up 27. So what I've got up on my screen here is the ES Mini contract here. And so, you know, if you and what's really important, what's going to be interesting today is to watch how today plays out, because on the ES Mini chart, and we looked at this during my our webcast last night that I do for my subscribers every other week. The question is, knowing that we had a new moon come in with at perigee, which is where the moon is closest to us, and it's spinning the fastest, so you've got a lot of energy there. Knowing that we're also coming into a P index date with 17 planetary index, only this is number 20 out of the last 300, well, since 1800. There's only 35 of those during a 300-year period, an absolute anomaly. And my subscribers and I, you know, have gone back. We've studied and taken a look at how, when those have occurred during since 1929 forward, how those have impacted the market. So we know that. So today's actually, for us, it's not a scary thing. We don't think that today, quite frankly, is a definitive day with regard to understanding that planetary index day just yet. And what is interesting here is what the ES Mini is doing. It's coming into a couple of areas of resistance. So let's look at what those areas are. First, there's patterns out here that are called head and shoulders patterns, and I've got those identified on my screen. So you've got the shoulder, which in this case here would be, depends on how you want to look at it. If you know, we're looking at it straight on, we'll call that the left shoulder, if you will. And then here is the head, and then you've got another shoulder. You know, so it's lower than, both shoulders are lower than the head, just like on me, just like on yourself. And in that case there, what you're also creating is a neckline. Well, the neckline here on this head and shoulder pattern goes back to that high volume area on March the 16th. And on March the 16th happens to be on the ES Mini, happens to be March the 17th, if you will. And so the low that you've got there, 16th, 17th, they're both really, the lows are, I think, the same, 1241.25, 1241.25 in the early morning on the 17th. Now, you draw your line from there up to the next area here, this next swing point that came in on June the 16th. And that angle, which we've got, and you can see that's the blue line that's on my screen. You absolutely do want to watch this on Tiger TV. You know, that is the neckline. You can see how we've got this wide-ranging bar from today. During the overnight hours and today, on this contract, you've got a wide-ranging bar coming into that area. And you also have the top of that swing point, and on the ES Mini contract, the top of that area is 1247.50. That's that red line that is going straight across the screen. Well, you know how we also take a look at expansion and retracement patterns. Well, expansion numbers that we look at from the Fibonacci series are 1.272, 1.618, and 2.618. In this case here, if we just simply take a look at the high that was made on August 31st, we kind of use that as a benchmark. After the market moved down the very first time, it then moved up into August 31st. And the high on that bar there is 1229.75. Then what's the market do? The market moves down into that October 4th time frame. Seems like so long ago. It really wasn't that long ago when you take a look at trading sessions. You remember that day, just how fearful it looked like the world was going to fall apart, and you had the market moving down there. So we take a look at that distance that it traveled, and that distance was 1068, was the low that you got down to on that October 4th session. You take that distance and multiply that times 1.272, that's going to take you to an expansion area. Well, that expansion area is at 1273.75. So what you've got converging in one area, and this is why it's going to be very important to watch this. If you have not been in the market and you're looking to get in, you think that the market is going to be bullish, now is not the time to get in there because you're right up against some resistance. You're going to have some large gaps in the market, and gaps get filled. Gaps are nothing more than windows. You know, and this time of the year, folks, you know, you've got winter that started. I know we've got some folks in Colorado that received 20 inches of snow. I think it was 20 inches of snow yesterday. So wintertime has started, and if that window is open, what's going to happen? You're going to go close it if that's your house. Well, just like these markets, folks, those windows will eventually get closed. Doesn't mean it's going to get closed today or tomorrow. Just means you're going to get closed. And what we want to see is we want to see how the S&P handles this area. We want to see how the S&P E-mini contract handles this area. We can switch over to the actual index itself, and we will, because when we come back, you know, the market's going to be opening up. But right now, you've got a 1.272. You have a top of an important swing point, and you've got a neckline all converging in that 1273 area. You're trading right now at 1270.75. You got up to a high of 1273.25, folks. Today's going to be an important benchmark day. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And we're off to the races. You've got the Dow up 258. The S&Ps are up 30. You've got the composite up 68 and the small caps up 20. Now, what we're doing is we're just switching over from the ES mini contract, the futures contract, to the actual S&P 500. So I've got this so that you can draw this in on your charts as well. So we'll take a look at it. And right now you can see we're really right up against that neckline area. And you can see that, so we're going back to March 16th. And what you want to do is you want to take a look at the bottom and the top of that candle, because that's where we had some real volume. We'll switch over to the SPYs in just a minute. So that way you can put all of this together, go from one to the other. When we take a look at the SPX, what we're taking a look at is a high of 1280.91. So right there, you want to be able to draw a line across that, because that is going to be a resistance area, because you had plenty of volume. Now, we won't know until we take a look at today and we see the volume in the marketplace today, and we see what happens, whether we're going to get what type of information is going to be released to us. But right now, what we know is we're coming into some resistance area. So you want to mark the top of that. We're already through the bottom, and we're through that, in a big way. But you're also coming across that neckline. So you're going to take the bottom of that same March 16th candle, and you're going to go ahead and take the bottom of the candle from June 16th, and you're going to draw a line. And that area there is the neckline of resistance. Then, if you were going to go ahead and take a look at an expansion, and you would absolutely take a look at expansions between swing points, especially key and significant swing points. Well, that's going to be August 31st on the S&P 500. The high there is 1230.71, and the low is going to be the 1074.77 area from October the 4th. if you take a look at what the expansion is, the 1.272 expansion is right there at about the 1275 area. You're trading at 1274.69. So that area right now is when we should be running through some resistance. Look, if we blast through this, that is the last area of resistance. We've been in a multi-month consolidation. So we talk where there's absolutely been cause that has been built here. And now the last thing you want to see in order to say, the heck with your bearish thought process, and really it's nothing more than just reading the charts and what the charts are saying to us. What you want to do is you want to be able to see it break through that last line of resistance. Because we absolutely here, folks, what we absolutely have been doing for the last several months have been building cause. But is this nothing more than euphoria? Is there a possibility that we're going into resistance and all you're doing is you're washing out the rest of the shorts that are in the marketplace so that underneath it there's nothing underlining? You know, could that be the path of least resistance? Let's find out. We'll see how it's going to play out here, but you don't want to jump on board this train just yet, knowing that you're coming into this resistance area. What you want to do is you want to see what happens volume-wise today, what you know we're going to see intraday. You know we're going to see it through the day, and you know we'll definitely see it from 4 to 6 when we're listening to Tom's show. And we'll certainly have some more information there. But you don't want to jump on board this train just yet. So that's taking a look at the S&P. If we go now and we take a look at the actual SPY, we'll do that here. We'll pull that up. And you can give me a call, 877-927-6648. We'll absolutely take a look at anything that you'd like. And, you know, we'll go take a look at King Dollar, if you will. And the King... You know, the King right now is, I don't know, the King is out to lunch. But we'll go take a look at the King. Now, if we're taking a look here at drawing the same patterns, if you will. Oh, boy, I got to get rid of a number of things that are on here. Give me a second. I'm just going to delete them all. There we go. So when we take a look at the neckline that we're drawing here on the SPYs, folks, you're going to go over to the March 16th area. And the low on that on the SPYs is 125.28. And you're going to connect that all the way into the low there, again, from June 23rd. The low on that candle, folks, is, let's see, 126.19. And you can see, actually, that candle is so dark. Right now, you're trading at 127.40, and it is right on that neckline. Now, I'm going to draw the 1.272 expansion from that August 31st candle, in this case here, August 31st, the top, all the way down to the bottom. And what you'll see is that 127.88 is also that expansion. How far has the SPY gotten up to so far this morning? 127.80. So we're right into that resistance area, folks. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investment Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. But you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow up 239. The S&Ps are up 31. The composite up 66. The small caps up 22. And what I've got on my screen is King Dollar. And if we take a look at the dollar index right now, trading out at 75.35, you can see this long range. We're trading near the low of the session. So you've got this wide range bar, long range bar, really means the same thing. And you have come through the 0.618 area. And what this looks like it wants to do, once you get off on that floor or you get below that floor, then you want to go down to the next one. The next one being the 0.786, which would be 75.03. You're trading at 75.33 right now. That would put continued energy into the market, if you will. So you'd expect to see a higher market, even if this area holds. And it'd be nice for this area to here hold. And as you come into that 0.786 area, you want to see the bars start to get smaller. If you hit that 0.786 area with this wide range bar, quite frankly, that means that there's lower prices to come. That and the dollar. That would mean that you would be taking a look at the dollar getting all the way back and make a move down to that 73.57 area. Fundamentally, hard for me to wrap my head around it. There's some piece that I'm missing. Wish somebody could help me understand what that piece is. Don't see how the dollar here actually getting weaker. It's just counterintuitive to going ahead and flooding the market with the euro out there, but that's what is going on, and all we need to really do is just really pay attention to the charts. You don't really have to get your head wrapped around the fundamental aspect of what's going on here, because the charts absolutely will tell you what is going on in the marketplace. And from a trading standpoint, what you really want to do is you really want to understand that power of 1%. I am so grateful today. We've taken a few losses. That's part of trading. It's a matter of having a distribution of wins and losses. And what you want to do is you just simply want to make sure on your losses that you've done everything you can to minimize your risk there. And so please, if you haven't had a chance to go take a look at the webcast that we did, that's on your members page. And if you're not a member, if you're just listening in, becoming a member is an easy thing to do to our group. All you do is go to the homepage of TFNN.com. The second button from the very right, you will see Become a Member. You just simply sign up. It's very easy. Enter your name and your email address, and you will get a confirming email. And once you respond to that confirming email, you are in. Your members page is populated. It will be populated with that webinar that we did, and you'll be able to watch an hour and really help to understand, how to really manage your money in this marketplace. Doesn't matter whether the market's going up or down. You want to use that principle. And then what you also do is, you'd really like to take a look at understanding how to put some stops in place, understanding the volatility, because the volatility is not over. And, we are in extremely volatile times. That's a benefit, folks. And it's a benefit if you know how to trade it, and it's really a benefit if you understand the average true range, because that is the daily noise, and just simply how to be able to identify stops beyond a normal spot, because everybody has these retracement rulers, these expansion rulers that we use, and you want to make sure that your stop that you put in is maybe somewhere that's maybe a little bit less logical than where everybody else might be. You don't want your stop taken out just for the heck of it. So that's on the dollar index. If we go take a look at the euro, I know the euro's trading up in the above the 140 area. Let's go take a look at that right now. And let me get rid of a couple things here on my screen, some of these retracement areas. Hopefully you're watching us here on Tiger TV. We'll redraw in some of these new Fibonacci areas just to make sure that we've got the right ones. And we're taking a look at the what I've got up on my screen here is a Gartley pattern. It was a 0.618. This is a Gartley buy pattern. And what you'll see on a Gartley buy pattern is the first thing, you go right from the top here, and the top on the euro that we're looking at is really from May the 4th. The high there was 149.38, if you will. And we're going to draw it all the way down to the bottom that was made in the 131.41 area during this move here, right at that Gartley buy. And what will happen is you'll usually get up to at least a 0.382 area. And you can see what happened here as we hone in on the euro. You can see how it moved up to that area, and it just hovered around here for the last 6, 7, 8 trading sessions. Now that you've busted through on the euro, it would complete its move, its normal retracement pattern at the 142.53 area. But you're up against some resistance. You absolutely are. When we take a look at the euro, I just take a look at this line area right in here. It's just an area where you've made some highs, where you've got some lows, and so, but you're busting through that area. So if the dollar index would be going lower, the euro would be going higher, because the euro makes up, I think, about 60% of the dollar index. And so that next step here, next logical stop on the euro would be that 142 area. Don't really see much of a ABC pattern in here. And if we just simply go from the low on the euro up to the high from October 17th, it did do a retracement, did not make it all the way to the 0.382. So if that truly is the retracement here, then the euro, in my opinion, would be much stronger, and it would get above the 142 level. And is this some version of QE3 that, in essence, is really out here in the marketplace? And so if you were taking a look at that being the ABC, just a 1-to-1 ABC takes the euro up to 144.23. That would be one strong move, and you could see some real strong moves then in our marketplace, because everything is denominated in dollars, if you will, whether they're king or they're queen dollars. They're denominated in dollars, and when you do only a 0.382 retracement, folks, you will do more than a 1-to-1 move. In this case here, you typically do, let's say, a 1 to 1.272. And what that would do, folks, that would take you up to the 146 area. So, we'll see how this unfolds, but that's what's going on there. Let's go to our first caller. Let's go to Ed in Tampa. Ed, thanks for calling.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, could you go over one more time about your expansion of those dates on the S&P that you came up with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because, okay, what I got Thinkorswim right in front of me, so I got the Fibonacci expansion tool.
Okay.
So I can click and...
So here's what you'd want to do. So we're talking about the S&P. Oh, I had the futures up. Give me 1 second here. That's going to be off by about 4 points. Okay, so we're talking about the S&P, and what you're going to be looking at there, Ed, is you're going to go to the high of August 31st. So that was 1230.71.
August 31st.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and all right, the high of August 31st?
High of August 31st. On the S&P, are you looking at the SPYs? Are you looking at the S&P?
I'm looking at the S&P. Okay, yeah, all right, so sure. Let me widen my window here just a little bit.
Okay, so you're going to look at the high on that day, 1230.71. Ed, stay with us. We're about to go to break, but while we're doing that, you want to draw your expansion all the way down to the low of October 4th. That's at the 1074.77. Have your expansion tool set to 1.272. When we come back, we're going to go help Ed make sure his tool in Thinkorswim is working right. We'll be right back, folks.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, The Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses, keep money in your community, and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have until October 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider, David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed, with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Now is the time for Tiger Dollars. Purchase $250 or more before October 31st and receive a 30% match. Go to the front page of TFNN.com and get your Tiger Dollars today.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with Ed in Tampa, and we're taking a look at the S&P 500. And what we're doing is trying to help Ed draw in with his Fibonacci expansion tool, the 1.272 area. So while we were at break, Ed, were you able to draw it from the high of August 31st down to the low of October 4th?
Right. Now, so what the tool I'm using is Fibonacci extension, correct?
You know, I don't use the Thinkorswim platform, so but it sounds logical to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So from that high of August 31st, bringing it down to the low of October.
October 4th. Yes, that's correct.
And then where's the next?
Well, no, that's all. Well, you know, again, because I don't use that tool.
Oh. Okay.
The one that I'm using, that's really all that you would do, and then you should have some settings in there where when you've drawn that distance, where you would have expansion settings. In this case here, you would want to set those numbers to 1.272 and 1.618. There could be other numbers in there, but the Fibonacci sequence numbers that I use, that I share with listeners and subscribers, is 1.272, 1.618, and 2.618. There's one more that I throw in there, which is pi, which you don't see too often, but which would be 3.14. But what we're talking about today is just simply the 1.272 expansion. The actual number would come out to 1273.13. We're trading at 1271.03 right now. The SPYs got up to, not the SPYs, but the S&P got up to a high of 1275.18. So this, and what you're using that for is not so much the exactness of the number, but really the range. So that 1273.13 is an important range. If you take a look at the high on the S&P from March 16th, you'll see that's 1280.91. So that little window sets up some resistance as well. And then if you were to draw a neckline in, going from the low of March 16th all the way to the low, and this would be a line, this would be kind of a horizontal line, but not totally horizontal because this would be on an angle, to the low bar of 1258.07, that will set up the neckline resistance, which would be normal. I'm aware of head and shoulders patterns, and I don't trade them as much as I really do Gartley's, butterflies, and expansions. But in this case here today, it's so important to be able to describe to listeners, hey, what's going on in the market from a chart standpoint, where's support, where's resistance, because you've got some folks that might want to just simply jump on the bandwagon. Well, you don't want to do that when you're right up against a resistance number. That's not, a place where you want to go long. Now, if it can bust through this area, different story. In fact, my outlook on the way that I'm looking at the chart patterns will absolutely change from bearish to bullish. But today could be nothing more than just simply going into those resistance areas and simply stopping there, flushing out so many of the shorts, which then means, the move down could be also rapid and swift. So, it's just important to be able to draw these areas and make yourself aware of them. In this case here, if this area doesn't hold, and we're just taking a look at the August 31st high and the October 4th low, if that 1.272 area doesn't hold, then this thing wants to get up to the 1.618 expansion, which would be that 1327 area. So it'd be a heck of a move, but you want to wait until it gets through there. But so how's that? Does that help you?
Yeah, it's kind of on my extension. I guess what it is, they're missing. I guess the first extension goes from 0 to 120, 161.
Okay.
Which brings it to that 1326.80, like you said, 1327.
Yeah.
So I'm missing I'm missing one in between there.
Okay. Yeah. There's go check it out. I'm sure that there's 1.272 somewhere in there. So go check that out. And the numbers you'd like to have is 1.272, 1.618, 2.618, and 3.14. Ed, thanks so much for calling. Have a great day, folks. Stay tuned for Tom and I, the Money Masters. And folks, don't be a prisoner of your past. Be a pioneer of your future. We'll see you in about 7-8 minutes. Take care.
Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, traders. Hi, folks. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. Thanks so much for joining us. I absolutely love being here with you. It's my favorite time of the day. Thanks for joining us. I am so grateful for your presence here today and just simply for the opportunity to serve you. You can give us a call at 877-927-6648. As you know, we're coming to you live from the TFNN television and radio network. We certainly want you to tune in and watch us on Tiger TV. If you're not, just go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on Tiger TV. You'll be able to watch this show live. If you're catching the archive, thanks for doing that. Just simply go over to Channel 14. You'll see the archive of this show. You'll see the archive of the morning show when I kick things off for us here at TFNN.com at 9 o'clock. And right now you've got the Dow up 249. You've got the composite up 56. The small caps up 22. They're up 3%. Small caps are the strongest right now. You got the S&P up about 2.3%, up 28 points. If you take a look at what's hot out there, you've got Priceline up $22. That's up 4.5%. And, we'll go take a look at what's hot, what's not. You can always give us a call at 877-927-6648. We'll go take a look at your stock. Maybe it's something that you're in, maybe something that you're looking to get into, whether you're going long or short. We'll go take a look at it. And, I love that opening. We changed the opening of the morning show. And again, I just want to express my gratitude. It was John that had the idea of just changing things up a little bit. So put the creative minds of myself, of Al, of Steve together. And so now we've got really two great openings. And, I started the show off this morning just simply talking about how important it is for you in your life each day to have a great opening, because I love Al Michaels' call, Do You Believe in Miracles? And, okay, I can believe in miracles, but what I really believe in, folks, I believe in manifesting that which you want into your life. And here's the kicker, because you can manifest what you don't want into your life much faster than when you do want into your life. So make sure that you're focused on the right thing. Look, there's two sides to every trade. There's a bull side and a bear side to every trade. In life, there's a good side and a bad side to every story, if you will. You can take a look at something that's impacted your life, and you can take a look at the negative aspect of it, the pain that it's caused. And not that it didn't cause pain, but you don't want to live there, because what's going to happen is that's going to create all this fear, all of this self-doubt. What you want to do, and what's most important about that, is that you're going to end up losing the lesson. There's always a lesson. There's a lesson in trading. There's a lesson in life. And I want you to certainly be able to manifest what you want into your life. Sometimes it's nothing more. Just picture yourself being an ant, folks. You know, and an ant, and you're this little ant, if you will, and somebody's walking down the sidewalk, and plop goes their big shoe. Now, luckily, it didn't crush you, right? You know, you just happened to see it. And maybe it was somebody just standing there to talk. So what are you going to do if you're the ant? You're going to, and because you wanted to, you know, you've got a destination to get to, right? You got a destination in life. So you're going to go up over the shoe, or you're going to go around the shoe, and if it's in some grass, you're going to go underneath it. So no matter what gets thrown at you, and just like an ant and somebody walking right in front of you, that's the way the universe will treat you as well. It's going to throw something in front of you, and maybe there's a lesson to be learned. And hopefully there's a lesson to be learned. But mostly, folks, I want you to start your day off with what it is that you want to bring into it. And I want you to be able to, in a heartbeat, take your place to a place of energy, of serenity. That's where I'm at here. You know, and what I was thinking about yesterday, what I'm looking forward to, I'm going to find a way to do the show live from this place, right here in Hawaii. Now, I don't know how we're going to figure out. We're going to have to do it with satellite, for sure, because I know in this spot here, there's not a cell tower. So we're going to have to do it. But so my new vision is that at some point in time in the future, I'm going to be coming to you live right from this spot, right from this setup. Now, here's the kicker. We're going to have to really figure that out, because a 9 o'clock show would be like 4 a.m. over there. So maybe what I'll have to do is maybe substitute with Tom, trade off maybe for a Ken Shreve show. You know, and you talk about a great lineup today. After me, we've got Basil Chapman, who's filling in for Larry Pesavento. Larry's on his way back from Europe. And then at 3 to 4, you've got Ken Shreve, and then Tom taking us home from 4 to 6. So thanks so much for staying tuned to us. You know, let's go take a look at, and one last thing before we go take a look at these markets. You know, there's no question that what I try to help you understand is the power of positive expectancy, because that is how you really bring what you want into your life. And positive expectancy, there's no question that the most powerful, the most successful, and the happiest achievers, and happy folks, being happy is just simply about being happy with who you've become. If you're not happy in your life, then it's some area in your wealth, your health, or your wealth, your health, or your relationships that's causing the problem. And so I want to be able to help you, you know, get yourself on that right road, on that journey, because life is absolutely about the journey, folks. And what I want you to have is I want you to have that competitive edge, and it's really your mindset, because positive expectancy is all about having the right mindset. So let's go take a look at these markets. In these markets here, you got the Dow up 251. You got the S&Ps running right up into a resistance area. And so for those folks who didn't catch the early show, I'm just going to go over some of this again because it's important. And when I talk about resistance areas, there's really 3 areas at the S&P, and I've got the S&P 500 up on my screen right now. And what you've got to take a look at is you've got to take a look at that March 16th, which was a high volume down day. That was a day that we used to use as a benchmark until the S&Ps crushed through that level. The high on that is the 1280.91. The low on that is 1249.05. So you want to have kind of a horizontal line going across that. We're trading right into that session right now. We haven't made it to the top, but that's going to be the top of that area is going to be an area of resistance. Now, when we go take a look at the SPYs, we'll go take a look at the volume. We've been trading for nearly 2 hours now. It's 11:15, so an hour and 3/4 that we've been trading. We'll go take a look at the volume that we've got coming in there. You'll want to take a look at what the volume is on the SPYs that we have and compare that to that March 16th area. That's one area of resistance. Another area of resistance is a expansion pattern, and an expansion between what I'll call 2 important swing points. The important swing points that we're looking at here is we've gone sideways. We've been in a consolidation move for the last several months, from the August time frame, obviously through right now. So you've got a multi-month consolidation pattern with volume right now that still is all to the downside. You still have a untested low in this case here with volume. And what we do know is that those untested lows will eventually get tested. When? We don't know. But they will eventually get tested. You want to take a look at the expansion between the August, let's see here, the actual date is going to be August 31st. The high there on the SPYs, 1230.71, all the way down to the low that made on August the 4th at 1074. Let me see here, 1074.77. And what you want to do is you want to draw your expansion of that swing point. The expansion, the 1.272 expansion, that's the first Fibonacci expansion level that you've got out there, is at 1273.13. You can see how we traded up into that area, just got over it slightly. We're trading right now at 1270.54. That's an area of resistance. And then there's a head and shoulders pattern that's out there, and oftentimes in a head and shoulders pattern, the resistance area becomes the neckline. And if you're going to take a look at the neckline, folks, and I'm going to draw that, you're going to go from the bottom of the swing point on March 16th to the bottom of the swing point that you've got on June the 16th, and you can see that we're trading really just slightly above that neckline area right now. So you've got some real work for the S&P to do. Does that mean that it can't get over? No. The S&P right now could be nothing more than an ant, but it's going up into that resistance area. If you're not in the market and you're not long the market, this is not the time that you want to get in. You want to wait to see what happens when you at this resistance area, because you could absolutely and easily fall back. Well, where might you fall back to? Well, then you'd want to switch over to the SPY. So if we go over to the ETF here, and we'll go ahead and we'll pull up the SPY, and you had the SPY gap up, and so you know that when we gap up, it creates this area of unfilled price. And gaps are just like an open window that you've got in your home. You know, we know that out west, they're talking about snow. We had a caller from Pennsylvania. They're talking about snow. Oh, come on down here and visit us in Clearwater. I think it was about 85 degrees when I left the office last evening. 85 degrees. Not too bad. And in the evenings when the sun goes down now, about 7 o'clock, it cools off a bit. It's absolutely fabulous time of the year. And we want you to come visit us at Suite 618. Pretty amazing how that works. Now, if we take a look at the SPYs, you'll see the blue line that's going across my screen. That is the neckline. If we take a look at the SPY chart, if you see that red line across the top, that is that high of that March 16th date, that high there being the 128.57, folks. And so that is a resistance area, and you'll see that the 1.272 on the SPYs is right there at 127.88. You got pretty close to it. You got up to a high of 127.80. That means that that resistance area, you want to take a look at how the SPYs trade. Will they come back down and just fill that gap? Absolutely. How long? Not sure. But it will come down and fill that gap. And what you're going to want to take a look at is as it comes into the October 26th, as it comes into yesterday's candle, if it's coming into that gap on more than 288 million shares, then that's telling you, you know what, this move to the upside, well, maybe it needs a little breather here for a while. And where would it pull back to? Well, you still have that untested low from October 4th, and the high of that low, folks, that is 112.58. So that's one possibility. If we take a look at the volume in today's move, so we've been trading for almost 2 hours. You've got 121 million shares. Now, what's that 121 million going into? Well, it's going into that March 16th candle, where you've got, let's see here, you've got volume there of 466 million shares. So if we go now and we dive down a little bit deeper, and let's take a look at, put this on a 30-minute chart here, and let's take a look at what the volume is doing. And you can see in the first 30 minutes, we made a high with 37 million shares. And then you can see the volume right now is tapering off. So you did 37 million, then in the next 30 minutes you did 26 million, then you came down to 21 million shares, and in this 30 minutes here, which is going to end in 11 minutes, you're at 10 million shares. So, you know, it looks like right now you're kind of basing at right around the 20 million share mark. So you've got 6.5 hours of trading, so that would be 13 sessions in the 20 million mark. Let's just say that's around 300 million or so shares for the day. Well, if we go back up again to that daily chart, it's not enough volume yet to be able to bust through that $466 million day from March 16th. If you're a bull, what you don't want to see, you don't want to see the S&Ps, the SPYs, get above 128.57 and close below it on less than 466 million shares. 877-927-6648. We get back, we'll go take a look what's popping and what's dropping.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but two exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have until October 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
Here's what people are saying about TigerTV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your TigerTV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the TigerTV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
TigerTV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You get the Dow up 244. S&P's up 27. So let's go see what's popping, and then we'll go take a look and see what's dropping. So you've got Priceline up $20.40. You've got Citrix and CRR is actually got Carbo Ceramic, CRR. So let's go take a look at that. That is up 13.5%. It's up $16 for the day, trading out at 140.32. Now, we were talking about gaps and how they get filled, and you can see here on this chart here, on September 21st, what you can see is that Carbo Ceramics gap down. The low on that, the close, the low on September 21st was 147.66. What happens the next day? Kind of drops out of bed with 979,000. The shares that were traded before that were 337,000. So you had some decent volume. You had a gap that was out there, and the gap is trying to be filled today. You are up on some good volume. In the first 2 hours of trading, what you've had is 888,000 shares. Now, it's going against that gap that had 979,000 shares. So it's got the juice behind it. And you can see that the gap, at least the lower portion of that gap, has been filled. Of course, it's left another one out here. And so you're going to want to take a look at any stocks you trade, see if there's any kind of personalities with regard to gaps and when they get filled. And if you start going back a little bit to the left side of Carbo Industries, you'll see a gap that's here on September 1st. Down to the gap on September 2nd. Was a small little gap that it left, but you can see that in about 8 or 9 trading sessions, that ended up getting filled. You can come back and take a look at a gap down here on Carbo Industries. That's August 17th to the 18th, and you can see how that gap down wasn't on anything significant. I mean, the volume there was gap down on 609,000 when it had a high at 362,000. Did that gap get filled? It did. Is there some other open gaps that are out here? Well, there are. There's one open gap right now that's up at the highs here on July 27th. Now, that thing on July 25th, it made a high with 341,000 shares. Doesn't have a ton of volume out there. You can see there's an ABC down. If we take a look at from that high of July 26th and draw it all the way down to the low that you've got here on August the 8th, come back up to the high that it made on August 31st, a 1-to-1 A to B equals C to D is 99.23. And where does it get to? It gets down to the, just below that, gets down to 90.41. Now, what we can do is just simply take a look at the volume as the B point was crossed. That B point on here being August 8th. And you only had 993,000 shares, right? 993,000 shares. And when we crossed that B point, you came into it the first time with 1.2 million shares. So it said, yep, it's got the juice to go complete. In fact, you closed below that. It said, so you had the juice to go ahead and get through that. And then when it actually crossed the B point with some conviction again, it does that on September 28th. So it completes that 1-to-1 ABC. When you do more than a 1-to-1 ABC, you're typically going to do something different. But you do have, if we take a look at Carbo Industries, and we continue to go back, if you take a look at, there's a gap here on April 27th. Gaps up from 142.94 area, gaps down to gaps up, and the low was 148.52. Does that gap get filled? Absolutely. When's that get filled? That gets filled on July 13th. So you can see that this stock here has a habit of gapping. If we go back even further, you can see a gap on November 30th, 2010 to December 1st, 2010. Does that get filled? It sure does. Maybe by the middle of December that gets filled. So now what's that telling you? Well, telling you a couple things. Number one, the gap up from today is likely going to get filled. This stock has a pattern. This stock has a pattern of filling its gaps. And so, you got nice volume in on this stock here. You know you've got an open gap up here at the top, going back to that July area. Don't know if this gap will get closed today or not. But what you'd like to do is probably put this thing maybe a little bit on your radar list here, because you know that this gap will get filled. I'm not suggesting that you go out here and you short this stock, especially with the volume that you've got in this thing today, 893,000 shares. But you would want to take a look at the characteristics or the pattern of this stock as that gap gets filled. Let's go see what else is out there. Let's go take a look at Priceline. PCLN is the ticker symbol on that. And Priceline is up $20 today. That's about 4%. And all Priceline is doing, it's going up against the swing point from a couple days ago. On the 25th, you had 1.1 million shares there. You did, the high was $522.99. You got to over that high today. You've done 637,000 shares, so you've got some juice in it there. There's some decent volume. What does Priceline have? Well, Priceline's got a gap open. How about that? Look at all these gaps that this is coming into. So 877-927-6648. Dow's up 254. S&P's up 28. We'll be back in just a few.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to TFNN.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the XLF out there. That is the sector in the S&P for the financials. You had the XLF gap up right now, trading out at 1380, and where it opened at 1389. 1389, this is amazing. 1389 is the exact 0.618 retracement, going back to the highs that it made on July the 7th. And the high there was 1570, came all the way down to the low that it made here on October the 4th, made a low of 1095, and opened up this morning, interesting, right on the 0.618 area. Now, you've got some nice energy in here. You've got some good volume today. It's done 103 million shares, coming into this downdraft area that had 185 million, 178 million, 259 million. It's up over the consolidation area. So just like the markets, where we've been in this real sideways movement really since the early August time frame to this time frame, you get a multi-month consolidation area that's going on. So, if this move is real, you'll see some real juice come into the marketplace here, because, it's been winding up. There's been a lot of energy that's building. But what's really, really tough here is that you've got these high volume lows. Even in the XLF, you'd go back to that October 4th time frame. October 4th, you had 223 million shares down there at the bottom. You would just simply like to see that area get tested before the market actually takes off. If we go take a look around and let's see what else is out there. We were working on that last break with regard to what's hot. So why don't we go take a look at what's not? And so leading the charge there, ticker symbol QSII. QSII, that is Quality Systems, Inc., and that thing is down 55% today. Ooh, I hope none of our listeners have got Quality Systems, Inc. I think there's something going wrong with their quality systems. Trading right now at 38.74, and you can see, I don't know what the news behind this is, but they've got 1.7 million shares that have traded. Now, on an ABC down pattern, the B point, and this is amazing, 1.8 million shares. That's the last time this thing had volume in it. And let's just simply draw our ABC down here, see where we get to. Clearly, with the volume that you've got today, you're going to do more than a 1-to-1 ABCD. Typically, what I see is you'll do a 1 to 1.272. And you got to love how these numbers work. The 1 to 1.272 on that ABC down would take you to 39. Let me see here, 36.92. It's 36.92. Still working on these glasses here. And the low that it got down to today was 36.77. You got to love that. But here's the problem. It's finished a move, but it's going against a swing point from August 9th that only had 810,000 shares. Do not touch this Quality Systems. I don't know what their issue is, what their problem is, but where this thing really wants to trade back to, and it's why you want to go to the left side of your chart. So when you see something like this, you want to see where there's some volume out there, and it just sticks out at you. It usually does. October 29th, they had 3.5 million shares actually gap down, and that high there was 32.50, the low was 32.12. And that is where this thing really wants to head down to. So that's down. That's a 55% haircut. Now, could you possibly have known that if you were trading this thing? Well, you certainly got a first sign when this thing was making highs out there, 718,000 shares, and it was making all-time highs. It was doing it with some light volume. Let's just put this on a weekly chart. Let's see if it completed maybe an ABC up pattern or something up here. And if we take a look at the ABC pattern, which you would do on the weekly chart, you'd go down to December 5th, 2008. Low there, 1285. I'd probably draw it right up to about here around the January 2010 time frame, and then back down to the low that it made shortly thereafter in February. A 1-to-1 is 47.44, gets up just above that. So you would have completed a pattern. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you know, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow up 272 right now. S&P's up 30. Small caps up 24. Small caps still leading the charge up 3.3%. Let's go to Dennis in Colorado. Dennis, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Thank you. Just happened to have South American Silver as an advertisement, and that's what I wanted to ask you about, was just silver in general. And, you know, I've traded the SLV and the ZSL both, and you know the ZSL is getting as low as it's ever been.
It's getting smoked this morning a little bit, yeah.
Yes, it is, big time. And I don't have it, but I've just been waiting to listen to you guys talk about these commodities and in general, what do you think silver is going to do?
Well, you know, right now silver's trading out at $34.79. And if you just simply, you know, just take the simplest retracement on this thing, and there, you know, I guess you could maybe take a look at September 21st before it fell off the cliff there. The 618 retracement would be 35.19. You're real close to that area. The high was 34.88. You know, you might get. Are you looking to get into ZSL? Is that's your inclination
Probably,
at this stage?
Yeah.
So, you know, when silver gets to 35.19, that might be an area, you know, to take a look at. If you go back and you really go take a look at the more likely spot to draw your retracement down to, then you'd be looking at silver getting into that 37.35 level. Now, at 37.35, you've got two Fibonacci retracement areas that come together right at about the same time. The first one I gave you when silver fell off the cliff, 37.64, would be that 0.786 area. So, you know, but what you've got to do is, you know, it's not trading tick for tick with regard to the dollar. So I'm just going to switch over the dollar index here real quickly. Dennis, do you correlate when you're taking a look at trades? Do you use any correlations when you're trading silver?
I'm learning to do that. Generally I haven't been, but then I kind of compare the SLV and the ZSL, and
which is very good.
That's the only thing I can do. I don't have the ability to look at the silver chart.
Sure. Okay, no problem. And so you're doing the right thing, correlating, those two. And when I take a look at the dollar index, so if I just throw this in here, just as a strong dollar, should be, some weakness in a commodity. A weak dollar should be some strength in the commodity. So you've got silver that's trading up, a bit today. You've got the dollar that's pulling back. The dollar is just about to get back to the 0.786 area, 75.03. The king dollar went ahead and took a break. I think is looking for, the real king is looking for Elvis and is off stage. But once the dollar gets to 75.03, and it's the low today was 75.13. Then you might also have some additional action. But the problem is that you're coming down into that area with a wide range bar, and you have to always respect those. I don't know if you take a look at the bars themselves and use those sometimes as a factor for your trading. Do you, because you probably have that when you're taking a look at the ZSL and you're taking a look. Yeah. So, you want to respect those wide range bars, even irregardless of whatever the volume might be, because it's absolutely telling you, that you've got a lot of sellers on board. So to answer your question, if you go back and you take a look at the ZSL, I'll go ahead and pull that up. I'm going to have to pull that up on the shorter term time frame because it looks like my daily chart got some type of corruption there. It's absolutely trading at its lows, 1134 right now. Well, it's not at its lows. The lows really would be in the $10 arena. And what I know that what you like about this trade, there's a couple of nice volume bars up here. I have to trade this thing off of silver, and so I would wait until silver got to those two areas before I would consider taking a position. But then what I would do is I probably would only risk maybe about 0.5%, and I don't know how you trade. And if you're a member at TFNN, right?
Yes, I get several of you guys' reports.
Perfect.
That's why I'm learning.
Okay, great. If you there's a link that should be on your members page for a webcast that I did a week ago, this past Wednesday. And it would be really great because from a money management standpoint, it would be really great for you to go watch that if you haven't done that already, especially when you're trading something like this. Because what I'd like to do here is I would like to, in essence, trade 0.5% of my working capital, and if the trade starts working, then I'd like to add to my position. But I think you want to hold off on the ZSL until you get to 35.19, but more likely that 37.35 area.
Okay. Sounds good. Can I ask you one more thing about the Dow?
You can ask me anything you want.
All right. Well, the Dow's popping now. It's what do you make of that? I've been kind of waiting for a retracement on that, and it just popped today, and it doesn't seem to be letting out right now.
Yeah. Well, instead of, I'll go move over to the Dow. I would rather, instead of focus on, let's say, 30 stocks, because, I know that's the headline, but I'd rather go start digging into, a larger breadth of stocks like the S&P 500, take a look at the NDX. But I'll go over to the Dow. But right now, what I've been showing really since I kicked off the show this morning at 9 o'clock was how the S&P is really running up into its resistance areas. And the S&P, number one, needs to clear the 1273.13. You're trading at 1272.74 right now. That's one resistance area. The bigger resistance area is when it gets above that March 16th level. We close above that March 16th level, with some conviction behind it, some volume. I will go from bearish to bullish for a while. And, but it's got to prove itself, and that would be, for me, that would be proof, because you've got this month consolidation going on. So you've got that energy, Dennis, that's been building. And, but I'll wait and let it prove itself to me. If I go over to the Dow right now, let's pull that up here on the screen. And let's see here. And the Dow is trading up. You're up 265 points right now. You're trading at 12,134. And if we just simply go take a look at the retracement from the highs of July 21st all the way down to the low of October 4th. You know, what the Dow wants to do is it wants to get to 12,249, which would be, you know, another almost 100 points up. And the reason why I say that is because we've come off of that point 618 area, you know, with some conviction as far as those wide range bars are concerned. So the Dow looks like it wants to get to 12,249, but most of my decisions, whether it's bullish or bearish, will come based on taking a look at the S&P 500. All right, okay. Dennis?
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks so much for your call. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
For some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And stay tuned, because coming up next in the on-deck circle is Basil Chapman. He's going to be filling in for Larry, who's on his way back from Europe. And I'm sure this is one of those days where Larry would rather not be in the air, or maybe he's already landed and he is just getting a little cat nap, if you will. But I think he is traveling today. You got the Dow up about 267, 266. S&Ps are up 31. And Apple, you want to watch Apple today for sure, because what Apple is doing is Apple gapped down on the 19th of August, gapped down with 39 million shares, the high there, and when it gapped down, it created that island reversal area. You know, on a day like today, when the news is, so positive, if you will, around the world, Europe's been saved, with Apple being the leader, having great products and all those things, you would expect to see the leaders leading. In this case here, Apple's not. You would expect Apple to at least go visit that island that it created and pick up some passengers, but it hasn't. And so what it has done is it's gone back and it's tested the top of that gap. And that top there, folks, was 408.42. You gapped down with 39 million shares. We've been trading for nearly 2.5 hours, only 8 million shares in Apple. So, there's some there's not a whole lot of buying, if you will, going on there. So you want to watch Apple. That would take us right over to the Qs. Let's go take a look at the Qs and see what's happening over there. And, you could have some, if the Qs, if the NDX 100 really started moving here, you'd have some real juice in this marketplace. The top on the Qs that we're looking at is the October 24th area, 58.65. You got over that. This morning you got to 58.72. Right now you're trading at 58.42. 40 million shares today versus the 61 million shares that it's going into. It's got enough volume behind it to bust it up, but it can't bust it up on price. And if it does bust it up, if the Qs do bust it up, where is it going to go to? Well, it's going to go to the July 26th swing point. The low there, 59.32, high 59.83, only 40 million shares up there. But it is, it's all about Apple. If we go back real quickly here before we go off the air, let's take a look at the dollar. And again, I think the real telltale on the dollar is at 75.03 area. My preference would be for it to not get hit today because you've just got such a huge wide range bar. Would like to see that narrow down as you come into that area. If we go take a look at what else is moving out there, you've got PRG. Now let's take a look at, PRGO. Let's take a look at that. What symbol? Let's see what PRGO is here. PRGO. It's down about 3.5%, down 580. That is Perigo, it looks like. So let's take a look at that chart, see what we've got. PRGO on that, and you can see how that thing is gapped down with some volume. And where's that coming into, and what has stopped that? Well, you've got this volume bar here from August 16th, 2.8 million shares. It's not made it all the way down there. It wants to for sure, 2.8 million shares, and what you've got right now through the trading session, 2.4 million shares. So that thing is going down there. That has been, near its all-time highs. Let's put that real quickly here on a weekly chart. And I don't know, no, I did not pull this one up before. How about that? This thing, where it really wants to trade down to, amazingly, is back to the November 2010 area. That's where you've got some volume. You've got 4.4 million shares. But let's go ahead and put this thing on a monthly basis, or a weekly basis. That was pretty quick here. Yeah, look at that volume bar just sitting out there. Shoot, that goes back to February of 09. Anyways, folks, it's been great to be here with you. Stay tuned for Basil Chapman. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have yourself a great day, and see you soon. Take care.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the